Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'll be showing you how to make jungle in the style of Sully, inspired by his tracks Memories, Verite and Flock. The project files, samples and presets are available for a small contribution in the description, and please consider liking and subscribing if you learned something from this video. I've also recently set up a Patreon and it's linked in the description, with this project already available for tier 2 patrons and above. In case you missed it, I released a video on Sully's UK garage style last year, so I'll put a card on the screen linking to that tutorial. Our BPM is 166 and we're in the key of G sharp minor. This is the kick, which is originally from the Think Break. Then we have the drums. As a note, I've used a similar approach to layering drum elements as in my Benton video. Starting with the break. Here we have the snare from the Think Break. An aim and snare, which is layered with the Think snare. Then we have the ghost notes made up of two different Think Break samples, and one has the iconic vocal from the break. Next, we have the perks, starting with the tom. Here, I've automated the clip pitch modulation for these toms, and this type of repitching is a technique more commonly heard with breakbeat snares in jungle. The toms are also layered with the 808. Or at least to some degree are. This was my interpretation of Sully's use of toms in Memories, and these samples are from the Lindrum. Then we have the stick. The tambal, which I've used for some rolls or fills. Again, these types of rhythms are conventionally done with breakbeat snares, but Sully is applying these techniques to a wider variety of percussion. Then we have the cowbell. I always tune the percussion in these projects to the key of the track, but this is even more essential with the cowbell as it's a discrete pitch. Next, we have the high perks. I'll solo these individually. You may have noticed the flanger on the tambourine loop, and Sully likes to use modulation-based effects on percussion. He also likes putting long reverb on individual hits, so I've put both flanger and reverb on the rattle. We have this MPC groove applied to humanize the drums, and on the drums group, we have drum bus, notably, and reverb via send A, which is this basement preset. Next, we have the basses. Starting with this first wob. This is made in Massive, and we have a square wave taken down by 2 octaves. We have a low pass filter with ample resonance and the filter's cutoff being modulated by envelope 1. There's distortion in the effects 2. Then there's wob 2. In Verite, Sully uses a good variety of note lengths with his bass line, and I've tried to emulate this here. This patch is mostly identical to Wob 1, but here the envelope is slowly rising as opposed to the pluckiness of the original bass's filter envelope. Then we have the 808. We have a sine wave taken down by 2 octaves. We can see we have pitch modulation in the matrix, and we have a filter with drive plus distortion in the effects. On the bass group, I've used EQ to remove rumble and low mids, so the basses didn't clash with the toms, and parallel compression. EQ3, boosting the sub, and reverb via A. Next, we have the melodic group. Starting with this saxophone sample, which I found on Freesound. The link is in the description. Fortunately, this happened to be in the key of the project, and Sully uses a sax in memories, and I reversed it in a few places and repitched it here to create melodic variations. I've used EQ to add some clarity, remove hiss, plus chorus, echo, and reverb. So these melodic elements tend to be quite lush, so this is something I look to emulate with everything in this group, usually with a dedicated echo and long reverb. Next, we have the saw pads. This is made from a saw wave with its unison at 9. The amp envelope has a long release. We have a low pass filter with its cutoff being modulated by LFO1, which is on envelope modes. There's drive on the filter and distortion in the effects. On the channel, we just have an echo. Then we have the vocal leads. This was sampled from my Korg Triton, and there's chorus, echo, and reverb similar to the sax. Finally, we have the vocal. This has the same inserts as the vocal synth. However, there's more of an emphasis on high feedback on the echo and wetness with the reverb, as the vocals in both Memories and Verite have heavy use of echo and delay. On the group, there's drum bus, EQ, and utility for more mono compatibility, plus reverb via A. And that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and check out my Patreon if you want to support me in making my channel sustainable. It's much appreciated, and I will see you next time.